That's the wrong chat. You're in the wrong chat. You teleported. Tana has left Twitch. Goat is alone. Cold. Afraid. Confused. Escape. Oh, Underworld Breach is actually pretty interesting, huh? Maybe, sort of, kind of. Well, I'm sitting here acting like I'm gonna discard a bajillion cards. It's just one card. It's just one card. It's not. We're not like. It's just one card. I kind of don't want Narset. This costs 5? Let's not run Jace then. I don't want to give Davriel the opportunity to disappoint me. Yeah, it just feels like the Grixis control thing. But I mean, again, every single claim I have heard so far from every Final Fantasy commander is like they're either really high or they're really low, and every single one I've played has been just all over the place. I'm not convinced yet that they have an actual placing. I haven't seen it. I have played against Kefka with every deck I've played the past, like, 2 weeks. I'm kind of biased. I want, like, all the Nicol Bolas's. I'm not going to play the 7-mana one. Let's control ourselves. I guess Narset's okay. I'm not excited about Narset. But it's okay. Whoops. Okay. This mill's 2. Again, I'm getting a little caught up on the mill thing for no reason. Displacer kitten? Sure, I guess. Can probably play Mana Confluence. Triome? I don't think I like these. I don't think I've liked these. I think the deck weight queue system is a bit sporadic. I don't think anyone has it nailed down, just like Wizards intend it. I think a lot of it is anecdotal. It's hard to tell. Like, oh, I'll just take these cards out, and then my opponents are like kind of the same, and then I play a different commander which is like way weaker, but my opponents are the same. Like, it's just like ugh. It's really all over the place. I kind of glad it exists. I do prefer it to actually exist, but it not being obvious is very annoying. Very annoying. Though if we do know, we end up ruining the format for ourselves because we just like point weight our decks perfectly. So we like ruin the format for ourselves if we know what it is. So more power to them. It's just like it's just so all over the place. Like in a month, I'd be convinced this is tier 1 in Hell Q or something. But like right now, I'm gonna play against like random ramen noodles and stuff. Alright, we'll play the cat. Fine. Everyone's screaming about this dumb cat. I kind of like want more removal, I think. I don't think relying on Kefka as a thing to like slam into play and then do stuff over and over with it is like reliable. But it's not like that's bad. I'm sure there's like 15 cards that are abstract that would work. What's this do? I think it's actually weighted more on the deck than the commander. Because before, the commander weight was really heavy. Like 75%-ish of your deck weight was actually your commander. I actually have the old spreadsheet still here. I can look at it. It's like Pock itself, in most green decks that you would play, was about 75% of the deck's weight was just Pock alone. So I would be kind of surprised if it swapped. I kind of hope that the deck weight is towards the cards and not just the commander a little bit. Like if Keenan was a third of your deck weight or 2/3, and that just lets Llanowar Elves be at a lower weight and be safer to play in other decks instead of just taking Llanowar Elves hostage. It's like, oh, it's weighted 500 points, so you know, I think it would be better to let green players have their mana dorks instead of just holding them hostage. But who knows? Both trajectories kind of come to the same conclusion, in my opinion. They come roughly to the same conclusion. Do we want Flare? No. I wonder what we're playing against if we play the midweek thing. The midweek Brawl, not Brawl, midweek Historic Brawl event is for Final Fantasy Commanders only. I wonder if it's all just VV. It probably is. I think I would love to play against Vivi all day with this deck, though, I'm not gonna lie. Oh yeah, stock up. Yeah, like, what are the Kefka cards? It's Vivi and Tifa. Oh, that is, like... That's amazing for this deck. I would play against those all day. I would play against those two commanders literally all day. With Kefka specifically. Yeah, it's definitely like... It's definitely a cyberbully for the next 3 days if you're like sweaty and nobody else is. Didn't I craft this stupid? I did not. I crafted Grief. Spark Double is interesting. I got thrashed by someone the other day playing that black-white 4-mana knight. I got completely thrashed. It was the first time I've ever seen it. Yeah, Lauren Revealed's fine. First time I'd ever seen that card just thrashed me. I'm not going to worry about extra turns. It lets me play additional lands and then, like, blitz to 8. So that would be kind of the appeal to these, but I'm not playing 5-mana Explorers, so... There's not enough going on to take extra turns yet. Shark Typhoon's... No. I think Shark Typhoon's past its heyday. I like Commandeer. Especially if we play the midweek thing. Commandeer against Vivi is like lights out sometimes. Very strange commander. I've only seen Kefka in, like, control shells. Or slower Grixis shells. I would much rather... you would expect this to be played alongside, like, the Thief Grixis deck that everyone plays Nicol Bolas with, but nope, it's just kind of slower stuff that you would, in my opinion, rather not play against. I'd rather play against the thieving heist nonsense. Speaking of heist, we can actually run Grenzo. I think Grenzo... Oh, Inquisition. I think that was already in here. Grenzo's actually pretty solid. I don't care about protection spells, but the benefit of this one is it's also a land, and you're not upset with that. Reanimates just doesn't really need explaining. I said explanating. I promise I graduated high school, I swear. I can see the trajectory of my speech from my grandfather and my dad. I can see it, like the speech pattern. It's like, oh boy, I'm going to develop a speech impediment in about 20-ish years. If genetics track. Oh, excuse me. I kind of already have a speech impediment. I mix up my words all the time. Is there vocal dyslexia? Is that a thing? Where words shuffle around when you say them out loud, but in your head they make sense? Multiple types? For what? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Alright. do like Baleful Strix as well. I don't know what I'm Grim Tutoring for. Haste Enabler? Too deep. Murderous Rider is, does this count, right? This is an instant and a sorcery? I mean, instant and a creature. Does that count? I don't actually know if that counts. I don't know. I have no idea. Phyrexian Arena feels kind of unnecessary. Adventures don't count. Tragic. Soul Shatter is good against VV. Is it good against Tifa? No. Actually, yes, it is. Oh, yeah. Edicts are really... Oh, wait, Toxic Deluge. Victimize. Unstoppable Slasher can really solo people. It's kind of funny. Probably don't need that, though. Alright, let's look at other stuff before I fill the deck and get upset. Can you type creature and... Nowhere to run? Yeah, maybe. Volt Scourge? That's too... No, I'm not doing that. Refurbished? No. Mox Amber? No. Can't play Chrome Mox. I don't really care about equipment. Okay, let's look at enchantments. Moon Circuit can, like, pick up my commander again. Why would I ever do that? No, I would rather just discard Moon Circuit. What am I talking about? Just draw 2. How many Waste Knots? There's 2 Waste Knots, right? There's like a weird creature one for 5 mana? Or something like that. Oh. I forgot to close out Twitch. I mean, I didn't close out Steam. My bad. Probably heard all the bloops. It would be cool to play Waste Not, I'm not gonna lie to you. Wait a minute. Where's that card? Oh, it's a creature. This thing. Bone Miser. Is this the only version of this card? Oh, it's so ugly. It's so ugly. It's so ugly. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mr. J. Howell. I can't. Oh, it's Waste Not though, right? It's just Waste Not on a 5-minute stick. All right. You know what? We haven't played with it really. We've never played with it. I would say this is not good at all. Like, not only is it more than twice as expensive, it's also a creature, which is like the worst thing ever for it to be, but let's try it. Let's just put it in here. Let's take the L. What about Turgid? Turgid can be very annoying, but I really only like this a lot in multiplayer games. One-on-one, it's like, the multiplayer you play it and there's like 3 people to really start to steal stuff, but with one opponent, I've never been really big on it. Crucius is also interesting. It can like help set up what I discard and finagle my hand. I like Crucius, but I also like more removal, honestly, if I expect to play against, you know, the things I'm going to play against. So I think more removal is actually just perfectly fine. And by removal, I mean more... Actually, you know what? No, I don't think I like Monument. You know what? I like Monument more than this 5-minute card we just put in, so... I guess it's okay. Blood in the Snow. Cracks of Fate. Sudden Edict. Again, expecting VV all day is actually okay. Blasphemous Edict. Actually, Blasphemous Edict I just like more than Crux of Fate. I keep forgetting this exists. I mean, it works better than Bone Miser, I guess. Alright, let's take out Expropriate. We've expropriated enough people recently. We have Nicol Bolas in here, or the one that I want. I kind of want all of them, but I'll just stick with this one for now. Yeah, I'm really. That's what I was saying at the very beginning. I'm not looking for discard synergies at all, and I'm also not really looking for cards that care to be discarded. I actually don't even really like Displacer Kitten, but when it works, you win. You know, when you have the nuts and your opponent hasn't done anything about it, congratulations, I guess. But I think a few random cards in here having something to do with my commander is fine. Can kind of mix it up a little here. Mix it up a little. Alright. That was actually kind of fast, but I mean, I'm sure there's definitely design changes that are going to happen here. Alright. So, Kefka, Court Mage, 5-mana 4/5. When it enters or attacks, each player discards, and you draw for each type that was discarded. So if you discard something with more than one type, you draw more than one card. If you discard the same thing your opponent discards, well, you know, you don't draw as many. I don't think some kind of discard spammy thing is too interesting here, but it's not bad if you have like near mono black discard spam. That does mean when you play it, your opponent might not actually have a card to discard, and then you're drawing less with it. And then it has an 8-mana ability, which makes your opponent sacrifice a permanent, which is probably going to be a Sapperling token. And it flips into a 5/7 flyer that when your opponent loses life, you draw that many cards. It's going to be your primary source of your opponent losing life. So if you smack them, you draw 5, and I mean, that's usually lights out. Just hitting your opponent once and drawing 5 cards is a lot, but it costs 8 mana, so good luck with that. I'm sure it'll happen a couple games, though. It's pretty steep. It'll probably happen in games where I'm already winning, but sometimes it'll turn the corner. It'll be exciting to have that actually turn the corner. So with discard synergies being a little all in on just this, I'm not super excited about them, but I can see a world where I take out some of these cards and put more discard spells in here, because I actually like discard spells outside of just, you know, this. So, Waste Not and the other Waste Not. This one is kind of terrible to me. It's 5 mana, it's a creature, but it has the same text as Waste Not. I don't expect it to sit in play while I have Waste Not. I mean, while I try to actually cast my commander. Displacer Kitten, it's a nightmare with this, but you have to have it in play, and then you have to play this, and then your opponent has to not interact with this. And yeah, if you do it, that's great. Other than that, it's kind of just Grixis control. I'm playing in the midweek event thing right now, which is Final Fantasy Commanders only, and I expect basically just VV. So, edict effects and removal for days, VV does not like to play against. And that's interesting to me, so we'll try that. And you know what? You know what? I'm not going to play the cat. I'm going to run another discard spell. I don't even care if it's 2 mana. I'm going to run another discard spell. I don't think it has to be 2 mana. What's the weird one? This one? Yeah, this one's fine. I like that one. Alright, we'll do that. Let's go. I don't like the cat. It doesn't bode well to me to have like a, I don't know, a card that doesn't do too much without my commander is not really that exciting. Hey, it's not VV. Alright. It's not VV. Kefka was the most... Really? You saw Kefka the most in this event? Okay. Well, that's good to know, I guess. Do I kill anything? I think I do. Yep. Let's play this. Although there's a good chance I Cyclonic Rift something, so... Alright, maybe I don't Actually, I should Cyclone... No. We're gonna greed out the Cyclonic Rift because we have Mana Rock, so... That's okay. Uh-oh. They have the removal spell. Oh no. Oh no, there it is. Crazy. Alright, well, surely this this works and I untap with it and things are great. I'm not discarding either of these. They did not discard a lamp. Wow. Alright, so if I cast this... I can actually just wait here. And plays the laugh. Trademark, I guess. We're gonna do this now. I'm not gonna try to actually flip my commander with Dark Ritual. That doesn't... I don't like that. Not against a mono black deck. I should have probably done that slightly different, though. I let my opponent go to combat. Yep, and literally, absolutely, and completely and utterly max punished. Because why wouldn't I be, right? Why wouldn't I be max punished for letting my opponent make a rat token? It only makes sense. It only makes sense. Oh, look! A card that would have helped me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. Well, everything's kind of lame here, but I guess it is what it is. I think I'm going to wait till my opponent's end step and take 7. Although this is the kind of deck that it is. Maybe that's just stupid. No, I'm going to wait. We're going to wait. I don't care. It is extremely powerful to wait, so. And apparently my opponent has nothing but removal. That's not great. If that's the case, I'll just play this instead. Mana Drain is fine. I don't care if they know about it, so good luck. I'll Mana Drain not their commander? Okay. Doesn't work. I will now Mana Drain their commander. Hey! My opponent had the only card in black that actually stopped it. Look at that. Look at that. I can't Fatal Push. Imp's Mischief. That's pretty cool. Brainstorm is good, but so is Cryptic Command. Let's kill Sephiroth, though. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty sweet. that's pretty sweet. Alright, I don't care. I can just bounce it. Return. Draw. We got Imp's Mischieved. Let's hold priority, cast this, and then activate this. There we go. That way, Seek New Knowledge actually does something spicy. Oh, I should have floated this. Oh, I didn't float the actual Midnight Clock mana. Hopefully that doesn't matter, but... Alright, Dig Through Time, not looking too ideal right now. And we play Psychic Frog? Correct. Oh look, it's a removal spell we know about. No way. Okay, well, my opponent's still in it to win it, I guess. Just not looking too good here for them. Let's not keep the crack land, there's no reason for the fetch land. Yeah, it's just, Alright, we didn't get blown out by accidentally giving them the rat token for the night, fortunately. But, yeah, Imp's Mischief. My opponent was very prepared for the Mana Drains. Just not prepared enough. Alright. I wonder how the mirror goes. Probably not too well for me, honestly. You probably have to take out some of the random stuff to feel better about it. It's not that bad, though, I guess. Hey, there it is, chat. There's the VVs. There we go. Give me all the VVs. Give me all of them. Every single one of them. Let's leave up Spell Pierce turn 1. Pimp's Mischief, yep. So, VV... Okay, chat, we still have never inverted polarity and stole a single card. I've yet to do it. I have yet to do it. Oh, shoot, I have to get up for a second. I might have to go not play out this game. Womp womp. Yep. Alright, I can't, I'm not gonna hold this person. I gotta get up for about 3 minutes, 5 minutes. That's tragic. Alright, I'll be right back. Be right back. Everyone stare at the deck while I'm gone. Alright, what'd I miss? Miss anything? Anything toxic? No? No bannable offenses in chat? Alright, cool. I don't know what PO is. Oh, wait, yes I do. Never mind. That's stupid. Oh, how did you know? How did you know? What does Terra do? Oh, that's not what I expected to play against, chat. This isn't... Why isn't this Vivi? I'm not even sure this is a good keep, but I kept it. Yep. Do I care about this? Nope. Whenever an opponent discards a card. Looks like proper ghoul. Oh. Maybe. Maybe we got the Gruul gamer. I'm sure there has to be some kind of non-red or green card. I mean, you could at least run like 2, you know. There's got to be something. They found a stomping ground. All right. Kind of feels bad to shock myself, but that is life sometimes. I'm not gonna not. I'm not gonna do anything with that. Okay. No, it looks like it's just straight up red-green. Let's get rid of Commandeer. Because there's no way that is going to do anything. It is a land, but it's not a blue land. But I can't just not play the, like, I still have to put this in play. Could have got the other Surveil land, I guess. Yeah, would have helped with this for sure. Oh, I didn't kill this in response. Uh-oh. I made mistakes. Alright. Well, don't really have a choice. Unfortunately, they have an answer to a braid. I mean, a Murder Strider with a braid. I didn't even know this existed. There's another Roiling Earth. I didn't know that. Huh. Okay, I can duress a braid and then cast stuff, so I will. I should do that, right? Actually, I should probably take this out. I probably should take that out. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Alright, I found a good card. They're probably not going to kill this, so I'm going to cast it. Because they want to cast their commander. I feel like abrading and swinging for 2 is not a good line. Technically swinging for 3, actually. Okay, well, it became a good line because they had a phenomenal top deck. Great. No. Must be nice. I forgot I have to play around the top of my opponent's deck. It's my bad, chat. Of course, they played all the cards of their hand, too, so this is not doing anything. Still gonna cast it? Am I dead? Apparently not. That's actually really good. They did not? Oh, they were 1 mana shy. This would have killed me, right? Yeah, that would kill me. Opponent got Elder Dragon War. Alright, you got it. Not a good draw. In fact, that's a draw that leaves me basically dead to the lair. They found the land. We're about to get... We're dead to 2 different cards in play. We're dead to 2 different cards. Do they go for it? Nope. We draw literally nothing. And we're dead. Alright, cool. Well, that was egregious. Felt like I just did not have the appropriate answers. I just got completely thrashed. Alright, well, I've played already the amount I'm capable of playing with bad cards in my deck, so I'm taking out Bone Miser. I think I'm actually going to take out Waste Not too. And this. These cards don't work. Which we already knew, but look, I tried them. I tried my best. They don't work. Card draw, counter spells, removal spells. What's a good creature? What's a good early creature here? Dark Confidant is kind of cool. I actually kind of like Dark Confidant. It is pretty neat. It can't do that much damage to me either, actually. It's not like I have 10 drops in here. I mean, I have a few scary hits, but there's really not many. Dark Confidant's pretty okay. Although you could say Phyrexian Arena is just better. Never upset with Shield Druid, I guess. Yeah, it could play Ragavan, actually, that's true. We have enough removal that we can actually hit our opponents with this. Oh, I can play the Scarab God? No, we don't need that. I don't think we need VV. I still like Crucius a lot. Although I did just take out Monument. I think this is actually just better than Monument, though. Lord Xander, Sauron is annoying for opponents, right? This is annoying. I guess, yeah, sort of. Kinda. Another removal spell? Yeah, Monument doesn't die to Doomblade, oh, that's true. But now they did Waste Not. I could actually run another discard spell, too. Nah, you know what, I think I want a removal spell. I think we want some kind of removal spell. I want more... Cling to Dust is interesting to discard. My opponent can discard cards, and this actually, like, does something. Actually, Cling to Dust is pretty interesting. It's been a while since I've played Cling to Dust. I like it. Malcolm? I want a few... I think I'd want a lot more than a few. Probably like 5 or 6 cards to really play out with Malcolm would be nice, as opposed to just looting for the sake of looting. Because I would run Faithless Looting before Malcolm. Yeah, I'd run Faithless Looting before Malcolm. I know Cryptic Command's kind of lame, but look, I love Cryptic Command, okay? I've loved that card for over 15 years. Yeah, Long Goodbye is very scary against VV. Not so much Tifa, though. They don't really care, right? I don't think I need Long Goodbye. I feel like I don't. Is it better than Sudden Edict? They're kind of the same, honestly. They're kind of the same. Alright, yeah. I like it more than Sudden Edict. Alright. Yep, I like it more than Sudden Edict. I don't care about the mana value restriction. Not an historic roll. Alright. Commandeer is probably next on the chopping block, but look, I want to Commandeer someone, alright? I want to do it. I don't think I'll have an issue getting triple blue. I think that's okay. We'll see. I don't think that's going to be a big deal, though. I'm mostly blue and black already. Play Doomblade, I mean, with Sephiroth everywhere, and I guess apparently Kefka everywhere. Haven't seen it yet. Oh no, we connected to somebody in Thailand. We can't play the game. Or Brazil. Actually, Brazil's a lot closer. Maybe that's not it. And everyone I know from Brazil says the internet there is not great, so that's my bias, I guess. Speaking of Doomblade, that's Zodiark. I've not played against that one yet. That's spicy. Okay. Alright. That doesn't look like it's gonna do anything. But you know what? It's a castable card. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I do not know. Alright, well, we're not discarding Baleful Strix, I guess. My opponent's also not keen on killing it, so... It shall sit there and stare at you. Each player sacrifices half of their stuff. Okay, they have to take Narset. Sacrifice another creature. Alright. Okay, it's indestructible. Oh, they didn't take Narset. Whoa, what are you doing? Second discard spell? Nope, just insanity. And a cut down. Wow, that Baleful Strix just gave me, like, infinite value. Let's do this and get, I guess, Watery Grave? Yeah. Oh, look at that. We already have Archmage Charm in it. Look at that. Easy. Easy. I agree, it looks good. I can't deny that. This is the Black Ragavan, right? Yeah. It's like the weird Black Ragavan. I will just do this. I'm not gonna... Mind Spike is very useful here. But so is Tail's End against an indestructible threat, so we'll take that instead. Okay. Guess I should have killed it on my opponent's turn. Tragic. Oh well. What does this do? Okay. Doesn't really do much of anything. So, Ragavan's interesting. I'm not gonna not... Yeah, we're... Yeah. Ow. I'm not gonna cast Treasure Cruise. I can wait. That is a weird card. I can't say I care about anything it's doing, but it's doing stuff, I guess. Opponent knows about the Tail's End, so that is nuts. That is completely insane. They can keep it in the graveyard and exile it to their fancy little land there. Are they stun locked? I think they're stun locked, chat. I think my opponent is a bit stun locked. I don't know if they were expecting the Tails and they knew about to be cast. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what happened. What happened? What happened? Why did you cast it? You didn't have to cast it. This game was still going. Probably can't swing at Narset, but you also probably should swing at Narset. Because if I kill this, it's really bad for you. So you probably should just let Ragavan hit you. Alright, I guess, yep. That's tragic. I feel kind of bad now. You play Doomblade with black commanders just so if it gets stolen, that's like deeper than the deepest trench in the ocean. But I can't say that's not a thing. It technically exists. That's a thing that can happen. I value Narset more than the token. Yeah, I think I want Narset instead. Assuming my opponent just magically comes back. I'm not going to kill the token. Oh, they knew I could kill the token because a Fatal Push was Snapcaster. They knew I could kill it, so I guess their choice was already kind of made up. I could have played this first, and then if they roped out that way, they'd lose priority on the block. So if they did come back, I'd actually just always get to hit them. Assuming they, like, you know, that happened. Alright, I guess that was my opponent's last game for the day, because they are just over it. This discards a random card now, because they can't choose anymore. It discards Imp's Mischief! Another Imp's Mischief player! What is going on? What is going on? What? Wait a minute, you had Imp's Mischief. Why didn't you just wait? You had the card in your hands. You had the answer. What are you doing? You had it. Oh. Oh. Oh no. No, I wouldn't push here, but I'm just saying my opponent knows I have that option, so it helps them decide what to do with the attack or not. Just something they quantify in their assessment. Bro, it's just throwing Imp's Mischief at me like it's... Like, that's just... It's acting like it's just been a thing this whole time. It's... I don't... I mean, it's there. Yep. Yeah, that's true. Tails End can't target Tails End, so they can't Mischief Tails End specifically. But they didn't know I had Tails End, right? No, they did. That's the whole weird thing. They knew I had Tails End, and then they just sent it, and then left. All right. Yeah. I guess they were done. That was their game for the day. All right. Tragic. Yeah, I can't redirect Tails into itself. What is this? Celestia stuff? Sure. That's a Vessel of Nascency. Okay, yeah, that's cool. Let's not be weird with the mana and just get Xander's Lounge. Oh, that lets me play Dark Confidant, chat. It lets me play Dark Confidant. I'm gonna do it. Yeah, it's just Bard class, but instead of red, it's white. That's just plate armor. That's what that is. Alright. Let's swing. I should just leave up Wash Away. I think I should leave up Wash Away. There's a chance they don't cast their commander. Oh, never mind. Oh. Alright. I kind of felt like that was going to happen. After I saw plate armor, I don't know. Alright, cool. Dark Confidant drew a Spell Pierce. We did it. What's my quest? What's happening? Green or blue? Oh, okay. Oh, bro, shoot. Bro, no one said anything. I forgot to turn off my air conditioner. Dang. I completely forgot. No one said anything. It's not fair. It's not fair. That's my bad. I guess no one can really hear it on the bright side. But now that it's off, you'll probably notice. Just completely eluded me. I'm not gonna Dark Ritual anything. Well, actually, I can't. Okay, not the land I was looking for, but we're against this deck, so we probably have a long time. Couldn't hear it? Alright. I'll hear it in editing with my $5 bajillion headphones and feel stupid. Okay. Fortunately, my entire hand is still actually castable, basically, so... They don't have to cast their commander. In fact, they probably just, like, shouldn't. Yeah, Imp's Mischief is the... Okay, it's the Imp's Mischief. It's not the, Talisman. It looks like a legendary. Look at that weird art. Well, that's probably one of the worst cards to see, and of course they have it. Looks like it's not going to matter. This hand did not work out. Okay. What? Bruh! Come on. I mean, there's more than 40 lands in here. Jeez. Okay. Well. Had a game. It was in there. Just didn't get it. I think almost every deck I play has an MDSC in it. Usually one or two on average. Probably about one on average. Oh look, it's the best card in the game against me. Awesome. Totally awesome. Eerie Ultimatum and Doubling Season. That is a bunch of nonsense. Well, let's, Wait a minute. Hold on. That was a mistake. Chat, I made a mistake. I shouldn't strangle this. That was a mistake. Could have just got Xander's Lounge. Whoops. Oh, we have another card? Probably just surveilling. Do they have another surveil? Oh yeah, they're 5 colors, of course they do. They do not? Alright, I'll take that. Well, my opponent doesn't have access to that anymore, but I don't think they care too much. Let's get rid of Fatal Push, I think. Strangle is also completely reasonable. But we're up against the deck we're up against specifically, so I'll keep Strangle. Sure. Could have washed away this, but I have an answer for it, and I don't really care what it's doing. Oh, wait, it has ward... Wait, that's fine. That's... Yep, that's reasonable. Okay. Yeah, I figured as much. I'm just not gonna wash that away. Doesn't really... I mean, I could have just cast Wash Away, but if I don't have to, I can use this on something else. Now, it feels weird because they get a card, and then I could just use it here, and that feels bad, but I think it's worth the risk. I can also just bounce whatever they find, that might be a problem, but I think most of the hits here, on average, are not as scary as just casting a removal spell, and not caring about the enchantment they find, if they even find one, I guess. And that leaves this for an actual, like, scarier card. So, who knows? It probably, either way, just, like, is what it is. Alright, we beat Delighted Halfling. Look at that. Look at that. What the heck does Sid do? Where are all the VV players? Why did I have to get up for the one VV opponent? Artifact creatures and heroes have... What? Okay. I guess it's a Toxic Deluge game. Land? Yeah, we can keep Charm, I guess. It's not a land, but it's okay. That's fine. Could have cast Karak, so just sent it here. Eh. I'd rather my opponent be concerned with stuff. That's not a land. I think I'm not keeping that. So... Black market connections? Sure. I think this is really good, so... And they seem like a creature deck. It has cycling, but you can't use it in any context in the command zone. Like, you just can't use it. That is never at any point a creature, right? It's just an equipment. Okay, yeah. Do I draw? Oh, I don't think so. You know what? Let's draw. I'm going to... I think I'm still going to Toxic Deluge that. And then just play... this? Okay. Best to not take more damage. Yeah, that is what this is. A little late to the party there. Well, that one they made a bit of a whoopsie dipsy. So now what? Jace, bounce. If I'm doing that, I'm always doing this. So yeah, we kind of have to address this token. I could have maybe played my commander. No, that doesn't feel right. Wait, this is only non-land. Okay. Cryptic Command can tap stuff. It doesn't have to counter anything. Probably bounce the Aether Spark. Maybe feels like the best line there. Could just minus and minus and bounce. No, we definitely wanna brainstorm. It's hard not to and that is a reason to brainstorm, chat, let me tell you. Alright, no Croxa window right now. And probably no oh, actually. That's not being cast. Alright, let's do that. These are not being cast right now. And Blasphemous Edict. I really don't want to shock myself. I'm not gonna lie. Don't want to shock myself. So I don't think I can shock myself. I think this game is gonna last longer than that, and then the black market kills me, so I don't think I can do that. They also have an Unearth card, which with haste, and I can't actually like kill that with Archdruid's Charm anyways. I mean Archmage's Charm. That is a non-token. Croxa can take out the last card, but so can Kefka, honestly. I can't cast Croxa. I could just bounce their... I could actually just bounce here. No, I really am interested in taking out my opponent's last card. Okay, Reanimate is not realistic. And I want the land... But I don't think I can keep it because everything else is fine. Yeah, I just can't keep the land. I want all the other cards. So be it. Let's take out that last card. It was, drum roll please, Elish Norn, okay. Good to not play against. And in my opinion, I'm not gonna make a move pre my opponent's turn. I would not have played the land till after. I can let them swing. If they swing at Jace, I almost feel like, why don't you just swing at me? I'm dead to the black market connections, aren't I? Huh. Okay, I shouldn't have let him swing, chat. Leave it to me to make the worst mistakes possible. I let him get an Ash trigger for no reason. Leave it to me. So if they cast this card, I get more out of the... of this. Leave it to me. Yeah, this is all just really stupid. Wow. Impressively stupid. Whoops. I'm going to upkeep the dig through time because I don't want to cast reanimate. And I'm just always casting dig through time, so... hello? What? The heck? That was weird. 2, 3. Oh, it just didn't let me click my cards. So, Drown is fine. And Seek New Knowledge can be useful. Alright, drew that. That's not great. Do I have to draw here? I mean, it's a question of can I draw here? I don't think I can. Okay, game, calm down. So, here. What is Witness Protection doing? What is Croxa doing? Croxa... block... It's so ugly. Okay. I can pay for the ward, and I can kill Roaming Throne. Another pre-combat land idea. Should probably -5 here. I would not just plus. You can wait till after combat. Just swing first, see what happens. Yep. This is literally lethal, so maybe we're done swinging with Jace. Alright, there we go. There we go. Now we're going... now we're going upstairs. Should still probably draw. Probably should have done it pre-combat, because they could have found a counterspell. Do I have any way to get rid of this black market connections? I don't think I do. Think Jace has to spin again? Not convinced I have a good alternative line? Let's see what the card in hand is, I guess, first.
Oh, excuse me.
Might have to just bounce, actually. Because I can't cast Murderous Rider, I'll die. Yeah, I think I have just a... Bloop. Just get rid of a thing attacking me. Murderous Rider can be cast next turn, and that would be life gain. And I kind of have to cast it next turn if I aim to use it and stay in the game. So, like, I go to 2, cast it, go to 1, swing. They can cast their commander twice? Correct. I will make them do that. Oh, wait, that's not a mana rock. It's a weird equipment. Never mind. I thought that mana rock was a... thought there was 2 of them. There it is not. What? Is it indestructible? No, they just wanted loyalty on the Aether Spark. Chat, was that just a massive, huge mistake that just shattered the tension? I think my opponent just completely and utterly shattered the tension of this game with that play. It's kind of unfortunate. Oop. I'm used to just casting that. Kind of unfortunate. Let's not get into trouble. I don't have to swing at my opponent. I don't have to. Oh, I could have swung at the Aether Spark. But it's not a creature. It's not a creature. I just want more blockers. That's all I want. This isn't drawing 2. You can equip it all day. I don't care. Yeah, I know it looks weird, but I just want a second. I just want a second blocker here. They have potential haste. They have technically a threat here. If they have a counter spell, they cast it. I cast this, they counter. I have a removal spell after. Okay, there's almost no scenario where holding this back and not killing this is, like, there's not a lot of scenarios where that's punished, and then my single blocker ruins me. Not a lot of scenarios. But I don't believe... I mean, it's down to the last turn. They have to do something this turn. I highly doubt not swinging for a turn anyways really matters. And my opponent conceded, so it clearly wasn't. Very close game. Definitely the massive mistake of this game was giving him a roaming throne with the trigger here. That was a huge mistake. It almost cost me. But we finagled around it. It's creating my own problems. Look at that. But yeah, I don't know. That last, that attack there, I don't know. I can't say it was an accident. They thought about that swing and then they sent it. It wasn't indestructible. It does put loyalty here, which has value, but I don't know. Okay. I think they just destroyed they're out with that last attack. That kind of... I think that was a mistake. I think that was a mistake. How much... Okay. Feels like I'm... No, it's not really true, but... I'm a little... I don't know. I like Dark Confidant, actually. It just seems like I'm paying more life than I have to. We have Reanimate, Black Market Connections, Bitter Triumph, Dark Confidant, Shocklands, Fetchlands. Is that it? What else makes you lose life? Oh, Murderous Rider. Maybe that's fine. That doesn't seem too bad. Spell Pierce has... What is it? Has it been useful? It has been useful. I think there's better cards, though. This isn't mono Vivi, so... It's just not mono Vivi. You know what we could play is like a random Swiftfoot Boots and then just laugh when our opponent fails to kill this in time. Nah, that's weird, though. I'd probably play Monument before I play Swiftfoot Boots. Shadow Spear? Is that like the best life gain we could play? I feel like that's not the best life gain card we could play. I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. What is lifelink in Magic Arena? We could play Child of Night. Oh, Gifted Aetherborn. Yes. I love it. We could play Gristlebrand, right? Oh, I gotta mute myself. I gotta blow my nose. Oh, we could play Shieldred. We could play Shieldred. Okay. I don't want Final Parting Gristlebrand stuff. Final Parting Gristlebrand Reanimate has actually not been that great the past few times I've done it. What is the good Final Parting Gristle creature? What is the big scary? What is the big spooky? It's definitely not a red card, I'll tell you that much. We could actually play Tolarian Terror. I like it. Jin-Gitaxias, that's a nice reanimate target. It is 10 life, which is, you know, kind of, eh. I wish it was Valgavoth. I wish it was... You know what? With counter spells in your deck, when your opponent goes to sack 3 things to ward, this is great with Final Parting. 7-mana Jin-Gitaxias? Yeah? Yeah, that one works too. Where are you? Yeah, this one. I like this card. Not doubling anything. I don't have extra turns. It's not great to counter double up counter spells, and I don't have any artifacts, so I don't really get to use it. But it does stop your opponent from casting certain spells, and that can be useful. I think I would rather have a like immediate threat like this. This is like scary to, and it can actually swing, and has, well, it has lifelink, which is ideal. It would be nice to do that. It would be nice. I mean, any excuse to play this. The best it's going to be is with counter spells. So when they go to kill it and sack to ward and you have a counter spell, you just straight up win, basically. It's just such a blowout. That is to say, I have to play Final Parting. Ooh, excuse me. You know what? Another interest... Oh. Oh. Oh boy. Allergies. Well, I gotta Blow my nose again. Oh man, I'm dying. Help. Help. Okay. I don't like Soul Shatter as much now. So we could play Kefka with reanimate spells, like the 5-mana reanimate spells, and then do something close to Celeste. Because it does discard cards out of your hand. And then you can reanimate scary threats. The problem is Celeste is just like next level better at doing that. But I don't think it's wrong to splash that strategy in here. What are the other good reanimate spells? What are the other good ones? Persist is not legendaries, so... Do we have Archon of Cruelty? Does that exist in Arena? I don't think I've seen it in play yet. I can't remember. The new Sin? Alright, we have Zombify. Zombify might be worth it as just this one-off thing. I kind of like that. Let's take out Nicobolus. It's not working out. It really isn't working out. Same with Rusko. Rusko was like, Rusko did win us the game we played it, so... Or it helped, I should say. Can take out Dark Confidant. Yeah, I think I want to take out Dark Confidant. Yeah, let's try Zombify. Alright, what's all this Sin talk? I take it as from Final Fantasy. What's Sin? I don't know what Sin is. Sin is Sultai? Bruh. Oh, the giant thing. Oh, yeah. Okay. I think we can turn Commandeer into a giant threat. Thassa? What are we blinking? I don't know why we're playing Thassa here. I will say I probably like Thassa more than Displacer Kitten. I'll give you that. You got me there. I want another creature. It could just be Gristlebrand. Kind of be whatever I want it to be, though. You know what? Let's try Jinkataxias. Let's give the old chap a try. Let's give him the spotlight for a bit. See how it goes. I could actually throw in Faithless Looting as well. I think there's definitely a little cutesy reanimate package you can kind of sprinkle in here with symmetrical discards. So, okay, well I got the Zombify, not looking good without a target, but my commander can be zombified. That actually has value, I'd say. The rest of this hand, ooh, not great. Stock up leaves a lot of options on the table. What's that do? Okay. Hey, they have Valgavoth in their deck. Why does my opponent have Valgavoth? Why do they have Valgavoth? Could have put this on red, but there's not a ton of red cards in my deck, and I'm not too worried about it. Do you not have a land? Oh, there we go. It's just tapped. Let's kill this thing? I guess they'll just pick up Valgavoth and have that somehow matter. I don't know. Seems a little insane to me, but alright. It's in your hand. You got it. Tail's End. Well, unfortunately, no stock up for us. No stock up for us. Oh, it's Zombify again. What do you want from me, Zombify? What do you want? Calm down. Another tap land. Really, really tragic for the Sephiroth player with all these tap lands that clearly won't do anything. Kind of tragic. Well, those are cards. I like those. Do I have a way to discard this? I do with my commander, but I need red mana. Tragic. Alright, we'll keep it in the deck for final parting. Okay, well I drew the red source, that's funny. So I can cast Final Parting, or I can just wait next turn where it's just, like, can do it all at once. Chat, we're gonna do it. We're gonna Gristlebrand, we're gonna... Oh, wait. Okay, wait, no, I didn't... It's not in the graveyard yet. I got ahead of myself, like, emotionally. Another tap land, by the way. Another tap land. That is maybe too much, opponent. Maybe too much. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, Jinkataxias. You're up. You're up, buddy. Valgavoth is probably right, but I really do not care. Reanimate. Alright, we're going to 9. This is probably just really not great, but I don't care. I really don't care. Look at that. Yes. Oh, yes. You are gone. Keep Zombify. You're gone. You're gone. And... Stock up? Who needs cards when you have cards? Pretty sure we know of a removal spell. Oh, there it is. Alright, what does this do? Reanimate something. Or I lose life and stuff. Alright, let's do this. And then play Shieldred? Because my opponent doesn't want to play against it. Also, my opponent actually got to Valgavoth mana, which is insane for a Sephiroth player. That's just, like, nuts. It's 9 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, they're not quite there. They're not quite there. I think I should let their commander resolve, because I really do not want to get wrecked by Valgavoth resolving, which could be a problem. We'll just take our lumps and then get stuff going. Alright, so you. Yes. Alright, Zombify. Get in there. Attacking is a bit loose. Seems unnecessary, actually. Okay. And I will make no moves, even though it saves me an extra card. I'll just make no moves here. Who needs Fatal Push? I don't. Alright, so they have to deal with Jin-Gitaxias or they lose their entire hand. I can't believe my opponent hardcast Valgavoth. No. Itch me to. Sephiroth just windmill slammed Valgavoth. That is nuts. So my opponent loses their whole hand. Let's say this resolved. They lose their whole hand. It goes back to me. I draw. I probably, if I didn't have a counterspell, would just cast Damnation. And not be too upset about that. I can save one of these. Probably save Jin-Gitaxias, because I don't know why I wouldn't. And, like with this? Yeah, alright. So I guess I did draw a non-counterspell based answer to this card. This is a spot where you would much prefer it to be Griselbrand. The fact that they're playing this makes me think they also have Griselbrand. Because Sephiroth does wind up having a lot of life, so you might as well pay life and get value as opposed to just windmill slamming this thing and it then proceeding to not really do anything. Now, it did essentially have hexproof against me, but still just nowhere near as scary as Griselbrand. Alright, we're the VV players. Come on. Just one VV player. Come on. What are you doing? What do you want from me? What do you want? Alright, I'll take Tifa. I haven't actually seen Tifa yet. I feel like it's kind of a fast game. On the draw? Come on! On the draw, bro. Nope. Yes? Get rid of Psychic Frog? No, I think I can function on 2 lands, so let's get rid of this thing. Let's get Blood Crypt. I did just pull Mana Drain. No, we're getting Blood Crypt. We know what this game is about. We know what it's about. Giant Growth, Blanchwood Armor. Whoa! Alright, this is not at all what I expected. What the... I don't even... Alright. I maybe went a bit overboard on my approach at dealing with Tifa. Well, that was probably one of the best draws I could have had. So, there you go. Enjoy that. I can take some damage for a little bit here. That's fine. Actually, this works out. The Witness Protection just starts ruining my opponent's value train here. I didn't draw land, but again, this game kind of just revolves around 2 mana cards. By all means, you can swing at me. I wouldn't even swing here. I actually wouldn't even swing. Okay. Yep. Sure. The Witness Protection just buys me, like, basically infinite time. Yep. Uh-huh. We're gonna do this because it's post-combat. I would love a protection spell here. Sweet. Oh hey, it's Valgavoth. Psychic Frog is another avenue to discarding cards, actually. It's funny. Why do you exist, Psychic Frog? Why do you actually exist? Who hurt a WotC employee? Who let you do this? I'm gonna force my opponent to show lethal. I can go to 1 and have it not matter. Alright. Alright, we just hyper omega cyberbullied Tifa. I am not going to play Magic. Actually, yeah, I can still leave up Mana Drain. I mean, this is a spot where if they play a land, they just concede to the Mana Drain. If they don't find a land, they also probably concede. Overlord, sure. You know what? You can have that. That's okay. That's fine. Let's get a land here. You can have Overlord. Should I have, nah. Could have played my commander, honestly. Alright, they're just over it, yep. I mean, this game is just over. I kind of do whatever I want. Yep, just mulligan for cards that matter and just lights out. Alright, there's Tifa, now VV, come on. Show me the Titans. All we've really seen for the big ones is kind of Sephiroth. Also have not seen Kefka. Maybe it just tries to not play you against yourself? Maybe? Who knows? Could be the case. Well, all the decks I want to play against are on the play, which is not really ideal at all. But can make it work. Yep. That is an eroded canyon. Wow. Okay. That's just a straight up eroded canyon. That's neat. I'm gonna get the Triome here. Triomes are like just so good. So amazing. I love them. What does that do? Makes the otter? Okay. Cling to dust. What if I just did this instead? I think they have some kind of lightning bolt. Could be a... yeah, it could be something like that. This doesn't level up into anything scary until the very bottom. Deduce. Okay. Still a 1 mana spell. Yeah, the midweek is Final Fantasy. You can play Codas. Codas is a really interesting mutate deck. It's actually kind of cool. Do I counter this? The problem with this card is there's like nothing it does. But I guess my opponent's making me play the game, so I'll play the game. I feel like maybe this is a little odd of an idea here, but the only major issue is if I hit something very serious. I just like mana drain or something. Standard legal? Oh yeah, I guess so. Could be a standard brawl deck with like 40 extra random cards in it. They can pick up the deuce. Alright, you got it. They do not pick up the deuce. I will not clean the dust then. Well, if there's not a land on top for Arid Mesa, then maybe we do. I'm playing the exact game I want to play, so hopefully we have an advantage. I think we do. My opponent is definitely floating a ton of mana every turn. Oh wow, really? Alright. You got it. That just makes VV way harder to cast for the future. Can get either of these. More blue is fine. More black is also okay. Inquisition's not a land, but it's not useless. It's not a land. We know what this game is about. Okay, come on. Don't do this to me, please. Alright, it's doing it to me. So, stock up. Land. Sure. Could have Dark Ritualed Black Market, because I don't actually have Wash Away. Could have just done that. But I didn't. Again, we know of a 1-mana card that I think targets something that is not a creature. I don't think I'm interested in that now. So there. Cast Baleful Strix. And pass? No. No. We get things going here. We're gonna cast Croxon. Good sign. So cast Croxa again? Or I suppose I lead with this? in the off chance my opponent discards something to seriously reanimate. So let's do that. Not very likely. In fact, it's very unlikely. Okay, it didn't happen. So, land. And there's nothing to reanimate except Croxa, which to me is weird. So I'm not going to. I could do it. I could do it, but I'm not going to. I think my commander flipping is actually possible. We get rid of Cyclops Superconductor. Okay. Alright. They're over it. So whatever they reanimate here, like, or whatever spell they grab, it's probably 3 steps ahead. Although this is also reasonable to grab, because I am at, what, 13, and this is in play. But I'm going to Dark Ritual, and I'm going to Cling to Dust whatever they target, so they don't have access to it. Probably the best that's going to be. And none of what they just did stops this from flipping. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I did not show them the 8th mana source, but they conceded it anyways. If I did hit them, they could still win this game. Maybe flipping it wasn't even possible next turn, because it's like my entire turn. But if I don't really draw anything, it might just be the only thing I can do. But yep, we got there. Look at that. We got the matchups we were looking for back to back. Tifa and Vivi. Schmieded them both. Got them both. Could take this back out. It did its thing. Can maybe move on from that. Yeah, you just have permanent player death touch. You just build your own Phage the Untouchable. Well, as per usual, everything that costs more than 3 is kind of the pain point of stuff. But I kind of like all of this up here. I like all of this. Except maybe Jink Taxes. We did get a game with it. What would I be looking for? We've not discarded Baleful Strix yet. Unfortunately for this card, it's really good to just play it. So discarding it to Kefka is kind of hard. But that's totally fine. I mean, how dare my card have multiple good avenues? How dare it? We could probably want to, actually. Let's get rid of... Is it safe to do so? Could probably shave some black-red lands. Verge and Summit. Blood Crypt is fine. The Surveil land is also kind of okay. And just add some blue-black... Or just some blue lands. Could be blue-red, blue-black. I'm actually okay with another fetchable blue-black land like this. And even that as well. Yeah. That feels helpful. There's not a ton of red cards in here. I kind of want Grenzo. No polarity luck. I've never... Not yet. Hasn't happened. When it does, everyone has to donate at least $1, though. Or you're timed out for 5 minutes. Well, I think we've played enough games to know that the discard cards that care about discard don't matter. So I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna do that. I want Grenzo. Could probably take Rusco out for Grenzo, honestly. Has a braid been exciting? Not really. No, I still like a braid though. Drown the Lock is fine. Crocs has been fine. Could argue Murderous Rider is a little expensive for what it does. But, I mean, I like the 2-3. Murderous Rider is like one of my favorite black cards. I have it in paper, and I have like 12 of them because I have a bunch of different arts. I love this card. No Mana Rocks. No Mana Rocks. No Mana Rocks. I don't like just a couple Mana Rocks. I kind of like all of them or none. And access to more cards has been really fine. It's been fine. You just have more cards to play with. You just get to those cards slightly slower. But I like that. Any excuse to not play Mana Rocks just lets me play more interesting cards. I get to play more cards, right? I get to play more cards. I want to play more cards. Okay. Cryptic Command can come out. Let's take that one out. I think that's okay. I want Grenzo. Could also play the 1-mana heist card, but not right now. Yeah, the discard side of this is not... It's hard for it to come up. It's just hard for it to come up. And setting myself up for... Is this the Godo? It is not Godo. Oh, you can't play Godo. Never mind. Enters or attacks, top 6. So it's Muxus for equipment. You got it. Yeah, it's just Muxus equipment. Ragavan? Ah, rip. Poor opponent. No Ragavan. Ragavan dash? Ah, rip. Okay, this probably just wins the game. Actually, that's kind of unfortunate. I think Meta Drain just undid this game. That's kind of sad. I kind of hope I'm wrong about that, but I hope Meta Drain doesn't just win this game. They didn't concede, so the game continues. I don't think they're going to discard an instant. That would be kind of surprising. Probably a land. Oh no, I was right. Oh. My opponent said hello. They said hello to me and then 2 seconds later wrote me out. What happened? I mana drained a 2-drop. It's not even that scary. What do you mean? Well, see, this is why I don't like Meta Drain. It just like leads to lame games. Wow, they had a Chandra. They could have actually gotten to this Chandra. I feel like this was the one card that if they didn't randomly discard, I'd be like, whatever. Alright. We made another person throw their phone, chat. Poor undead Thor. Throwing the phone. It's just a 4/5. It's not even doing anything. Oh, wait, no, it has an attack trigger. We just haven't had it happen yet. I forgot it has more text on it. I've actually never swung with it. It's almost like games don't get to that point ever. We get to swing. We get to do it. I can just gotta land. Alright, you can't say we didn't do it. I could have discarded Baleful Strix, actually. This is the one scenario where I could have discarded Baleful Strix, like, full stop. But, in all fairness, I think casting Baleful Strix here is actually just better. Because it could actually block a giant, like, 10/10 double strike haste thing. Or whatever, if they just got a bunch of equipment. So this as a blocker is actually, like, a problem. And I'm also full on cards. I'd have to go to discard anyway, so... Have to go to discard anyways. Well, we finally swung with Kefka. It finally happened. My opponent just threw their phone. Because Meta Drain exists. Oh, I got gems. Look at that. Wizards kicked 20 cents in my face. How generous. Alright. Again, against all the VV players and the Tifa players, we're just on the draw. Which is never good, but... Can't have everything you want. Unless you're born rich, I guess. Alright, another invert polarity potential game. Look at that. Mana rock? Nothing rock. Alright. Discount your spells? Let's counter that. Alright. Opponent's over it. Yep, this is kind of what I expect. Once you show your hand as, like, this slow counterspell thing, VV's going to be kind of sad, because it's going to be extremely difficult to ever get it in play. And playing without your commanders, VV can be kind of challenging. Not as to say my commander's a ways off from ever doing anything, though, but alright. Good game to that person. Oh, hey, it's another one. The VV Tifa bounce. Oh, we're on the play. No way. Unreal. Unreal. Haywire might nullifies my card. So that's unfortunate. How do you just not do anything? Okay. Do you protect your hit? Nope. I didn't think so. Opponent didn't do... They didn't even swing. What the... Okay, what are you doing over there? Opponent, what are you doing? Stop. Stop having these weird issues that I have to deal with. A braid is another answer to Tifa, I guess. Yep. Opponent, what are you... What are you doing? Stop. You can easily discard Jinkataxis here. Alright, it worked out. Worked out quite nicely, actually. Surely you play Tifa now. Surely. Oh my goodness. Okay, there we go. Okay, alright. Alright. So... Yeah? Wait, we should swing first. Yeah, that'd be funny. Let's get rid of a land. We should swing first. I think I'm always duressing my opponent here. Opponent had a lot of weird cards. A lot of weird... Alright. Whoa. Whoa. Bruh. That's crazy. That's nuts. They actually could have cast it if they had a... If this was alive still, like, they could have used that. Bro, I was playing around an actual Tifa deck. This was just, like, green cards I own. Alright. I mean, I'll take it. That was wild. Bro, if they killed me with that, I probably just uninstall Magic Arena, honestly. That would have been great. That would have been the ultimate flex if that just swung for 10,000. It doesn't have trample, but still. Yeah, they just made a deck with cards maybe for the event. Who knows? I came like full max all-in sweat. Alright, so 1/1 during your turn has stuff. Ooh, this is a nuts commander. Let's play that. That is... I mean, this is not Ragavan. That's not what this is. But it looks cool. It does look cool. I like it. Do we have a removal spell? We do. So we should still cast this because it's a red deck and I don't care. Because Psychic Frog is stupid. This card is like... This card is insane. I say it's insane, but it's also like... There's also like... Other cards that are like... Opponent, you literally 3-for-1'd me. Your Molten Impact made me lose 3 cards. Like how this is actually a better case scenario, right? It's just a measly little Psychic Frog. It's no big deal. I mean, your Molten Impact just made me discard 3 cards. Why did you concede? That has to be better than killing the frog. Surely, right? What's the big deal? It just has a little wording on it. It's no big deal. It's not like it replaces all the cards I lost and then you just got counterspelled for free. Bro, this is like... the same mana cost as Oslet Pride now from the same set. Bro, why is this not a mythic? How is that not a mythic? I probably could have just discarded my whole hand and swung and still won. fine. It's alright, I guess. I'm not gonna respect something. Okay, well I guess I will respect that. I'm not going to brainstorm on my opponent's end step. Alright, let's find out if we lose. We do not lose. Huge. Do that. Play this. And pass. Remember, seek new knowledge does not shuffle. Cling to Dusk can hit some pretty interesting stuff here. Oh, they kept it on top. Sure. I would like to draw, but I think this is about the same. Let's get rid of Ruska. Actually, we can get rid of Bitter Triumph. Yeah, the rest of my hand is actually solid. We're drawing Final Parting. No, take your time. So, Rusko gives me mana, but Jace is, like, insane in an empty board, so I'll just do that. They also kept a card on top. I can actually do this. I will put that to the bottom because my opponent didn't want it. Or they kept it on top. So, maybe it matters. They kept that land on top. It was also a tapped land. So, they kept it. It worked! Chat, it actually worked. No way. It worked. Oh, it worked. We actually mana screwed him with the... We did it. I mean, they kept a tapped land on top, so you know they need a land, right? Let's see, do they get a land here? Nope. That is Ward 1. Let's not cause issues. Alright, Jin-Gitaxias with my opponent's mana screwed is probably just lights out. Let's go ahead and do that. Oh, I want Valgavoth. No. Nope. My boy Jin. Alright. What do you got? Oh, that was the best Jace Plus I've ever had. I love it. All of the transformations are humans, and we have Moon Mist. Oh, there you go. There's the tech. They can only kill one of these, and I would trade. Okay, they didn't. Rip. My opponent lost their entire hand. What was it? That, and that. Oh, man. Oh, I'm so happy that just happened. I'm just, chat, we're just so happy. I mean, I couldn't be more happy. Okay, let's actually cast cards. So, my opponent's going to concede when I do this. I mean, it's just, might as well do it. Yeah, there's just, I mean... Oh, man. Oh, that's great. Look at that. Yes. Look at that. Oh, man, when it works. When it works. This is, I mean, the Jace plus stopping the land was definitely, like, the spine snapping play for sure, but nice. Oh, that's great. 6 mana, door to nothingness. That's what Final Parting is. 6 mana, door to nothingness. Yeah, Reanimate is one of the most played cards. I think it's a... Wait, Reanimate's a rare, too, so it's highly accessible. So, Reanimate is in every black deck I ever play against. Might as well sometimes, you know, have Final Parting and just win the game. If you're mono black, I guess getting Gristlebrand's not really that great. Not that great. Alright, it's this again. This commander has been all over the place. It's kind of cool. I like seeing that. Alright, what do you got, Duress? What are you going to do for me? Oh, wow. Well, that's an easy pick. Take the card that has infinite value. I don't like this. Wow, they're playing this thing. Someone does not like playing against blue-black decks, I guess. Okay, I can take the other really annoying card. Fable. Play that. I don't deal with enchantments very well, like at all, is the problem. Oh, my opponent doesn't have a land in hand. Ew. Okay. Guess we'll press the advantage. Let's play Baleful Strix? It's not doing anything. It's not doing anything. I'll just pass. There's almost nothing I could quote-unquote draw into that I would like. Do whatever. It's cool to see people play a not 5-color deck, but still, I think you should play just a little bit of the other colors. There's no reason not to, right? But it's cool. I like that. I like it. I mean, you have to know it's more than red and green when you build it, because it forces you to see all the cards. Other enchantment creatures you control... Okay, that's, again, not a land. Might as well kill it. Alright, yeah. I mean, you can't... You probably can't go... If you're going to miss your land drop, it's hard to miss the first, like, 4-ish. Maybe beyond the 4th you can kind of survive, but, like, this is, not great. Honestly, even without the discard spells, they actually couldn't do anything. So they kind of just beat it themselves. But this is a worthwhile keep. You have all of the best 3-mana cards in your deck, right? You might as well just wait for a land. You also had a scry here. So, like, yeah, I'm always keeping this. Just didn't get there. Yeah, infinite combo with Spark Double. Yeah, I mean, it's just something maybe a little sprinkled in there. Maybe it's in there, you know? Maybe. Not everyone's, trying to, like, min-max it, though, and just trying to play cards, I guess. Delirium? Is it Emperor and Vivi? Well, Vivi, I mean, Vivi's Vivi. What's the Is it Emperor? Is that... Okay, I know what you're talking about. Oh, hey, it's the mirror, finally. Of course, we're on the draw. Of course, we're on the draw. Ooh! Okay. Waste not. Need a land. Island. So... There it is. Alright, opponent, do you have just a bunch of discard spells to pay off for your... Of course you do, right? Why not? Of course you do. You know? Why not? Turn 2 Waste Not into spamming discard spells. Yep. That adds up. Pass. Surely there isn't another discard spell, right? Village is annoying. Village is... Well, it's slow, but it's kind of annoying. Okay, that's a Bowmaster's. Kind of a weird time to cast it. I don't think I even want to kill it with Cut Down. I most assuredly do not want to kill it with Cut Down, so... How do you like the duress, opponent? My opponent's hand is 3 lands. Alright. Let's cast stock up. I'm gonna cast stock up. So, Jace and another land is fine. I'm kind of hoping they play Land Commander, and then I Blasphemous Edict. I can also discard a land, and then Waste Not just simply adds mana, which is most likely completely irrelevant. Could give him a 2... No, I can't discard Baleful Strix. That would be insane. And they have 2 lands in hand, so there's a very good chance... Yeah, they only draw 1. This is, like, best case scenario by a massive metric. And we're going to probably start to see the... Ooh, I discarded my land. I'm now realizing I shouldn't have done it. Okay. You ever just make... Wow. That was like the worst thing I could have done. Alright. I said all this talk about discarding a land like it was free, and it wasn't. Alright. Well, I might have actually just blundered this game. I think I just might have completely and utterly blundered this game. Wow. It's the dumbest thing I could have done. I just wasn't... I got caught up in talking about why... Come on! Oh my... Alright. Losing Jace. Losing Jace. That's just so annoying. Let's do this. We draw the land next turn. The Bowmasters doesn't matter. I probably should have blitzed this last turn. Excuse me. I should have just done this last turn. Like, just lost my Jace to recuperate my mistake, and I didn't. What, do you have Spell Pierce? Oh. Okay. Yeah, I should not be in this position. I just hand it. I just time walked myself, basically. Give my opponent time walk. I think I'm over this game. I think I'm over this game. Yeah, we're over it. Okay. I blundered. Just out the window. Just gave my opponent the win. I can't believe I did that. And of course I can't draw to, like, undo my mistake. Can't even draw the good card out of it, so, yeah. Just wrecked myself. Whatever. It was the mirror, too. It was tragic. It was the mirror and we were on the draw, so we had a disadvantage. And I still sent it. Still sent it. And then you wonder why I hate tap lands. If that was an untapped land, we were actually fine. We were actually completely fine. We were just winning. We probably would have won if we drew an untapped land if this was an untapped land. I think we would have just straight up won the game. But it wasn't. So we didn't win. Yeah, I don't want to miss my land drops. I mean, I have 3, but it's never wrong against whatever the heck this is. I don't feel like I'm gonna lightning bolt anything anytime soon. Am I going to... Yeah, we're still gonna cast this. You can't mana drain it. Oh, okay. I guess you can do that. Cyclonic Rift is interesting, but not in this matchup. Not really. I don't think there's ever like a 7-mana window or just sending it. Alright. Fortunately, they don't have any end-step card advantage stuff, so I like our situation here. I actually like it a lot. Get rid of Dark Ritual, right? Yeah. It's all about the value here. Okay, my opponent's running Stifle, because of course they are. Is there anything in the graveyard yet for Reanimate? Nope. Well, that's a card. I would just cast it if I could. Not for it to resolve, but for Reanimate. That is unfortunately a card I have to answer, so... Doesn't really matter what land I get. That doesn't really matter. I'll get the lounge. They can just blow it up with their little stuff. I'm not going to be color screwed or anything, though. That's my own dig through time. I'd rather my opponent react to it on their own turn. Oh, wait, I should play this as a land so I don't lose the game. My opponent's commander is uncounterable. The all-in blue-white control deck feels a little rough, though. But, I mean, they're not doing anything, so... Is that Flash? No? Alright. I mean, they countered theirs, so maybe they counter mine, and go back and forth with it. Still up cards. Alright, well, you hate to see Spell Pierce get value. Yep, we're just gonna Windmill Slam Grenzo, because again, we have Reanimate. Actually, Grenzo doesn't even steal anything good. Like, I can't actually even get anything crazy out of my opponent's deck. Which is kind of lame. Oh, that is probably the best possible commander counterspell, because I lose Grenzo with the shuffle. That was the best possible counterspell for that spot. Wow. That is really bad. Opponent had the perfect answer. Okay, they finally played a card that doesn't do anything. Like to see that. Can I afford to play around... Oh, okay, I was going to say I play around something, but I guess I now don't do that. Kroxa is not as good as my commander here. We're going to cast our commander. I'm not convinced you just top-decked Treasure Cruise into Washaway. You can't convince me that's what just happened. No way. Alright, we definitely just get rid of Lightning Bolt. I think instant is the least likely discard. Wow, they discarded a... Wait, that answers my commander. Okay. They got rid of a commander answer. That's weird. That's really weird. Okay, I get another... Go of it? Okay. Chad, I'm a bit confused here. Let's get rid of Kroxa. No, we can get rid of Memory Deluge. Opponent's going to run out of cards, so... Yeah, I'm gonna just Schmeat every card in my opponent's hand. It was Cyclonic Rift. Alright, not even really a good one. So now I have to compete with their commander in play. And I'm fairly positive I can. Fairly positive. I should probably play Stock Up instead of Black Market Connections, actually. Okay, Jace does it. Rusko is probably also very annoying for them. If they play their commander, they can't play the other card in their hand. They do not even think about going for their commander. Don't even hesitate. I will Jace Plus in this juncture. Get rid of Valgavoth, it's not really doing anything. Could reanimate it as well. Could reanimate it. Opponent kept Devout Decree. I feel like that's insane. Alright. Yeah, we're always going to just attack the top of the deck here. Make sure they draw poo-poo. You can keep the poo-poo. And we pass the turn? Or do we want Valgavoth in play? Nope, no reason. There's no reason. I do not care about this Devout Decree. They can name my commander and kind of take it out of the game entirely. But I don't really care. Absolute virtue. Now we can reanimate Valgavoth. I mean, to be honest, I could have done it last turn, but we're going the slow, greedy control route. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so they do not get anything. They're probably just going to concede to Valgavoth. Actually, hold on. Crocs is just better to cast here. Yep. Crocs is just better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is just better. I'd rather just present a resilient threat here. I could just do both. Chat, why am I so hung up in not casting my, like... Why do I not want to reanimate Valgavoth? I just have such a nasty experience with it doing nothing. That's the main problem. Alright, we'll just reanimate it. It's literally lethal. Their commander can't beat Jace. The game is over. They can't do anything. I just bounce it with Jace and they lose a game. Oh, they get to shuffle. They get to shuffle. And then you wonder why I don't play Valgavoth. Because my opponent gets to shuffle. Fair enough. See, I knew there was a reason. I should have trusted my subconscious. They get to shuffle the top. And it was a sleeper! It was a sweeper. And then you wonder why I don't do it. And then you wonder. Chat. You ever just wonder things? Okay, alright, bro. Okay, you got it. Yep. You got it. Oh, it's just ridiculous. Yep. Runner, board wipe. Alright. Respect to the opponent, though. Well played. Well played. This is ridiculous. Then you wonder why I don't reanimate Valgavoth. Do I want to make a 3-2? I don't think it matters, so I won't. Let's, play Rusko and just kill my opponent with a bunch of spells. Yep, they're just dead anyways. Okay. No, they're not. They have protection. Oh, wait, no. That's not how that card reads. That's not how that works. It's not how it works, chat. Get rid of Baleful Strix. Okay, they're actually not dead. 2 mana left. Opponent is not dead. Alright. Opponent's not dead here. Made a bit of a mistake then. I made a mistake. Actually, we can undo that mistake by just drawing the Baleful Strix. Yeah. No, I want that. Let's get rid of this. Okay. I don't need my commander anymore anyways. It's not doing anything. Take action. Yeah, we just want this in play so they can't swing at me. Runner, sweepers. After random shuffle. I love it. Alright. I will block that with the... Wait. What? They just left themselves dead. After all that, opponent? After all that you've just done? Tragic. Tragic. Yep. Good thing I got the Baleful Strix, though. I mean, I could have just kept my commander in play, quote-unquote, and not swung, but... Yeah, my line of thinking had changed in the middle of the turn there. Okay, you know what? I respect my opponent for going to the deepest of margins to find the craziest of outs. But they shuffled the best thing ever. This is actually better than Farewell, because it blows up Jace the Mind Sculptor. So this was like the only card ever that did anything in that spot. Because if I still had Jace, there's not much they could do. I could keep bouncing a commander. And this was already gone by that time. Oh, it could have been River's Rebuke, but that doesn't permanently answer my stuff. So this is probably the only card, actually, that keeps them in the game. Because it gets rid of Jace the Mind Sculptor. And then they draw Sunfall immediately next. Because of course they do. Yep. That would have been probably the saddest, most painful loss ever. And I would commend my opponent for playing to their outs. Cool game. Oh man. Exhausting game. That was nuts. That was absolutely nuts. Oh! It's here. Oh, wait a minute. Isn't this the same one from last time? Hold on. No, it's not. I can't, which one? I can't find the one I have on paper. I'm not gonna look for it. Well. I don't have 5. I'm 50 gold off of getting this. 50 gold off. What an insult. What a kick sand in my eyes. I'm not spending gems on it. I can't even get gold for the day because I don't have any more wins to get. I actually can't get any more gold. What? What sand? How much sand does Wizards want to put in my eyes today? What are you doing? This is one of the most tempting things to buy with gems, but I really don't want to do it. I can't bring myself to do it. It's not that crazy. It's not that crazy. Let's be real, half the time you have to play Snowlands anyways, so it's dumb. Because of Into the North and... Ugh. But yeah, I love these lands. They're so good. Probably my favorite of the full arts, I think. I still think the original Zendikar forest, swamp, island, mountain... Yeah, okay, so island, mountain, swamp, and... So all of them but the plains. The original Zendikars are still my favorite. Yeah. They're actually just really... Like, the original Zendikar full arts are really good looking. Even to this day, they're really good. Compared to everything else that's come out since then, I think so. But the plains... I think my favorite is the Kamigawa one. Yeah, the Kamigawa one's just really, really cool to me. The other one, not this one. I don't actually really like this one. I don't actually like this one too much. It's the other one I think looks phenomenal. It's probably my favorite planes of all time. I don't really like this one. When we're talking about full arts. If we're not talking about full arts, I have a different set of favorite lands. Like the swamp from... Ooh. The swamp from... I haven't seen this. Where are you? The stained glass ones are cool, but they're a bit, like, visually aggressive. I don't know, does that make sense? They're just jagged. There's a lot of jagged lines, and it doesn't appeal to my eyes too much. There's, like, a lot of sharp lines in it. These are nice. These are really nice. This one has a special place in my heart because it was, I think, in the Duels of Planeswalkers games for a long time. This is one of them. Where is it? I know it's in the game. I've seen it played. Oh my goodness, there's so many. So many. Oh my goodness. So many. I have these too. These are cool. The Lord of the Rings map ones. This one is super awesome too. I still like the other one though. Yeah, these were like $15 for a long time. The borderless full art original unglued ones. Those were really expensive. I think the island was like way out there. Same with these ones. But this one, oh man, I love this land. I wish there was a borderless version. I love this so much. Still one of my... I have like 2 mono black decks on paper, and this is the only swap in them. Both of them. There it is. It was literally the last land in the list. It's from Mirage. This is probably my favorite non full art swap. I have it in foil from the... I think the foil one has to be 10th edition. There wasn't a foil Mirage. I have a foil version of this, and like the white areas of it are like very, very reflective because, you know, that's where the least amount of ink is. You see the foiling. This card just looks amazing as a foil. It's definitely my favorite non-foil. I mean non-full art swamp. Alright, I got on a tangent about that. Had to cool off after that blue-white control game. Kangaroo planes. My left arm is falling asleep. I gotta stop leaning on it. Okay, I think I'm done. I've had my fill of this. I've had my fill. We had a very wide range of games that playing in the midweek thing, I didn't expect as many, like as diverse a range of opponents as I got. I would actually argue I kind of almost got a wider range of opponents in the midweek thing than I did normal Historic Brawl. And if people, again, every single deck I play in for the past like 2 to 3 months, everyone says, "Oh, the commander you're playing is in this bracket, so expect that." It has not ever seemed to line up that that's ever the case. So I don't know what this plays against. I'm sure it does play against tougher things. If it does, then you're just playing, your typical like 1/2 mana drain crazy nonsense, and that's the only thing that's gonna really impact like the major. I don't know. Let me not talk about Hellq for a bit for once. I liked what this was doing. It has a cool effect. It's really cool. It keeps its effect on attack. For some reason, cards like these lately don't seem to like want to continuously do something after they enter. I don't know why they've gone that route, but it seems like the past, at least the Final Fantasy set, like Sephiroth, for example, actually continues to do stuff, whereas other cards that might be similar don't. It's cool that this does have Titan text. I like that. The 8 mana flip technically came up twice, where there was one game my opponent scooped because it was going to be passed to me, and I had the ability to flip this, but they scooped before I even played my 8th land, so there was no guarantee I had it. And even if I did, there might have been a chance I just keep up my mana for interaction and not want to do the other side of it. But you can sort of get blown out if you try to flip and hit your opponent, but you can't really go for it unless you know it's gonna work, in my opinion. Unless you have nothing else to do, and then you just send it. But if you smack your opponent for 5 and you draw 5 cards, you don't really care after if they sweep your board, because you gassed right back up, and Kefka probably did more than you could even ask for in the average game if you actually hit them. It isn't quite Phage the Untouchable, but it is arguably close enough. You pay 8 mana, you flip it, and then you fly at their face, and you just, you're burying your opponent in cards. Probably. Barring them having any weird stuff in play. So, it's kind of nice. If you like Phage, is it Phage or is it Phage? I think it's Phage. Phage is the red-white escape thing. So, Phage the Untouchable. If you like that card and always wished you could play it in the command zone without just immediately losing upon casting it, this is kind of like that. And you also get to play blue and red, so it's, even probably better than that, right? Everything is quote-unquote better than Phage because you can't actually cast it, but if you could cast it, this probably competes with Phage in a rather reasonable margin. I liked the Zombify. Could have maybe ran 1 or 2 more of these, although I kind of start to sweat at the 5-minute bracket breakpoint of these. And slightly more scary large threats to just put into play with this. Celeste is just going to be better than this card at doing that. Just wheeling your hand, finding the reanimate spell, and then finding the big thing. Celeste is just categorically better. But you have blue, you can play counter spells, you can play a maybe much slower game, have the control elements that I am very down bad for, controlling elements, so I'm going to throw them in my decks if I can. I still have never won an invert polarity flip, if anyone's curious. It's yet to happen. The discarding of Baleful Strix is cool. Right? It counts as 2 card types, assuming your opponent doesn't discard one of these 2 types. However, Baleful Strix also is fine to just actually cast. So, I don't think that's a downside. It's just, you just find yourself not normally discarding it. The only things you can discard are cards you haven't played yet. So, and this is at the top of the deck, right? Everything else doesn't cost more than this, so it's not like I'm discarding quote-unquote a dead card, unless it's one of the big things, like one of these. Not even really interested in discarding Grenzo, to be honest. So, the benefit of doing that is you're probably, more often than not, discarding a card that in any given matchup is not that great, right? But if you're so fixated on the top of this part, Celeste is doing that so much better. The discarding of your opponent is actually kind of nice. I won't lie. If you flicker this repeatedly, congratulations. We actually played somebody who played Kefka with all of the waste knots, the monuments, the flicker effects. We played that against that Kefka today. And I'm going to say it now, I would have won that game if I didn't discard my only land. I got stuck talking about what I was going to do to win the game next turn because I was going to sweep their board and have Jace the Mind Sculptor just, vomiting value, and there's just nothing they could have done. But I accidentally discarded my land, and that blew me out of the water, and I just lost. Suddenly, all of the discard, waste not, flicker effects mattered because I allowed my opponent to untap with their commander, and I passed the turn back, and then it was over. But I just gave up my window. I just blundered that game so hard. But yeah, all of the stuff my opponent did before Kefka was swinging, all the waste not effects, just didn't do anything. So they just play this 2-mana enchantment. They actually did have duress. I had to counterspell for it, but they did have duress, to be fair, with the waste not. But if it's just that value just doesn't get, the waste not value doesn't get realized until too late. Or so late that in the intermediate, waste not didn't do too much for you. You can definitely go heavy-handed in that direction, right? There's probably a way to remove all the red cards in here, so you can play as few red lands as possible, and then go super more into black, so you have all that Liliana of the Veil discard waste not nonsense. Even Go Blank, I actually kind of like Go Blank. And you could play all that, and you can also run more reanimate effects. You can add Faithless Looting, so you have more ways to reasonably discard these and have this side option. It is cool to have this reanimate package and not have it be the primary objective of a given deck, and that is cool. I like that. The final parting reanimate thing is on 6 mana is just really scary for a lot of decks. It doesn't even really matter what you get. Well, it kind of does. I'd say usually Crystal Brand is not safe to reanimate, then pay 7 life, because that's more than half your life total, assuming you even have any life left to play the strategy. So, but yeah, I like this. I like this a lot. It's pretty cool. It's neat. It's weird. It doesn't do any one thing too much, but it does a bunch of different things a little, and that leads to interesting lines, and it's not a straightforward Grixis control. You can do other things. You can sprinkle around other ideas in your deck. Most of the time I play against this, actually every time except today, that one player. Every time I've seen it, it's been control. I've not seen anyone actually try a waste not effects style thing with this. And, again, the main reason is you're playing a 5-mana 4/5 at sorcery speed, and it has to, ideally you have to untap with it to start to actually truly utilize your waste not effects. The initial discard is great, but you're going to want to use your waste not for more than one card. You can't just, haha, you discarded a card, and I drew some cards, and then waste not gave me 2 floating black mana because you discarded a land, and then it didn't do anything else because you killed this. So, right? Same with Monument. You play Monument, you draw an extra card. Okay. Or make a treasure token. Yay. I'm sure there is some kind of heavy creature strategy that likes all the discard, and then you drop the blue instead of the red, and then you add red. So you're black-red, and you play a bunch of creatures that kind of care about madness and care about getting discarded. You can put more reanimate in here and a little bit of the Rakdos beatdown. And then this is your top end, right at 5. And then you can do that. So that's kind of cool. So this is another commander that I think I will have to revisit multiple times to get a wide range of ideas of what it can do. But all in all, I think the waste not idea is definitely the weakest. Not to say it doesn't do anything. It's just the one that requires the most to be to keep up with the others kind of ideas there. But some of these cards like Rusko didn't have to be in here. I say I actually did kind of like Rusko. It wasn't bad. I know it's considered one of the best cards in the format, at least in the command zone, according to Wizards. I think it's in Hell Q. It does seem to struggle in Hell Q more than it used to. I don't even know if it still is. It's like a 4 mana that comes with a mana rock, and then sometimes you can flicker it over and over, right? Same logic here. You have to like untap with it. Oh, actually, it's not true. You get the blue mana immediately, so Essence Flux is viable here, but not so much here. Not only do you need an extra mana to cast this, you don't then get mana after you cast it, so it's definitely steeper. But congratulations, you can run Lightning Bolt and Ragavan. And Grenzo. Grenzo's just so threatening. Even against the slowest players with the greediest decks, they still don't want to see Grenzo in play. Just goes to show that the nerf, I think, is just not really much of a nerf. It still puts it... It still allows it to not... You don't just suddenly play it and then just always hit your opponent's Emrakul and then just end the game at 6 mana. So I think they probably had to change it. But the change they did doesn't change the other thing this does, which is just win the game slowly. Well, not even really slowly. But yeah, the ability to just steal Ulamog was really stupid. I think that was stupid, so they had to change it. But it's still just busted. Not randomly winning doesn't fundamentally change my take on that card. It just makes it less, like, really stupid. It just makes it less stupid. I thought about 5-mana Jace. I actually thought about a fair amount of 5-mana cards, but this felt like I always wanted this to be the 5-mana play, which is a good sign. I like that. So that's ideal. It doesn't mean you play it right when you get 5 mana, but when you have a 5-mana window that you're willing to send it, it's actually, it's a really solid 5-mana thing to send. I like the ability to exchange cards out of your hand that you have not played yet, so likely not good in whatever you're playing against, and find something maybe better. Most of the time, I drew 2 cards, because my opponent... It's pretty... The more you pay attention, the more you're gonna draw 2, I think. Like, oh, my opponent needs to hit a land next turn, so let's discard a land, because my opponent is probably... They, like, have to have a land if they want to continue the game. They only have, like, 2 cards left, because this is a 5-drop, right? It's not like my opponent has 7 cards. And they still want a land in play, so let's discard a land because they don't want to discard a land. And then I'm probably going to draw 2. Sometimes they're forced to only draw one or discard one kind of thing, and, it's nothing you can do. If they only have 2 lands in hand, so be it. Sometimes, actually, maybe about half or even slightly more than half the time, you're just going to discard the card that's weakest in your hand for something better. And if you draw 2, congratulations. But usually it's better to just discard the bad card than try to finagle a good draw 2 out of this. I wasn't really running out of cards anyways, so I don't think the extra card that this could draw is super impactful. But yeah, I like this commander. It's pretty cool. It definitely is one of those commanders where when you're losing against it, oh, it feels so miserable. It's like this slow, grindy resource game. Kind of like Jund in, well, I guess old Jund in Modern, where like they just try to 2-for-1 you 6 times, and eventually you just run out of gas. Unless you have some massive, explosive way to turn it around, which is possible in Historic Brawl, so liked it. I liked it. It was fun. It's good. It has multiple ways to play it, which there's a lot of commanders they can't exactly say that's the case. So the Final Fantasy commanders, they've had multiple avenues, and that's really cool. Celeste is still my favorite. I don't like this as much as Celeste. It's going to be hard to find another commander that surpasses Celeste in this set. so far. After having played all like kind of the big shiny ones everyone's interested in, but yeah, I like it. I give it a 8 out of 10. Maybe a 9 out of 10 because it's not broken and it's not bad. And it has a lot of ways to play it. It's an honest commander, and I like that, right? I think, you could rate, let's say, Tifa probably a 9 or 10 out of 10 and have it rated for completely different reasons, right? I'd rate that like a 9 out of 10, maybe even a 10 out of 10, because it's hard to say it could get better. Like, Tifa's about as good as that effect could ask for. It's 2 mana and has trample already on the card. I guess it could also have had hexproof. That would have been crazy. But Tifa, like, is just really good, really fast, can be extremely hard to play around and play against. So I'd be like a 9 out of 10. Whereas this is like a 9 out of 10 because it leads to 300 to maybe even 400 viable cards that are actually, you could put in the 99. It does something solid. It has its own sort of built-in win condition. It's not egregious, right? It's not this 3 mana card. If this was like a 3 mana 3/3 and the ability was like 5 mana, it'd be like, oh geez. But it shows up like later. It demands that you have other cards that matter a lot, as opposed to Tifa doesn't care as long as you play lands. So you can definitely rate things like a 9 out of 10 for completely different reasons. I think this is a healthier 9 out of 10. Tifa's just like, ooh. But yeah, compared to Celeste, I think Celeste is a 10 out of 10 in design space. I just think Celeste is just amazing. Not broken at all. It's just like design space is excellent. I really, really like that card. And VV is probably closer to a 7 out of 10 for me. Like, it's scary, but you have to untap with it. You have to have certain cards in hand. You have to not lose to what your opponent's doing. So you might need also, like, you might also need, interaction and stuff. Like, VV needs a little bit more help than Kefka, let's say. Kefka actually doesn't even like the waste not help. So I think VV was like kind of like a 7 out of 10. But I don't know why I'm rating all the Final Fantasy commanders right now, but I like this one. It's really fun. So let me know what you thought about it. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Alright, get out of here, chat. Get out of here. I'm going to